You're listening to an Airwave Media Podcast.
When the holidays start to feel a bit repetitive, reach for a Sprite Winter Spiced Cranberry and put your twist on tradition. A bold cranberry and winter spice flavor fusion, Sprite Winter Spiced Cranberry is a refreshing way to shake things up this sipping season. And only for a limited time. Sprite. Obey your thirst.
Queens Kiki. Queens podcast Kiki.
It's time again. It's absolutely time again.
It's time for a Kiki. Hello, everybody. A Kiki on the main feed today. If you're listening, but if you're watching over on Patreon. Hello. How are you, Nathan?
Good. Doing really, really well. Wrapping up the new year. I mean, it's not New Year yet, but it's
wrapping up right before the new year.
Because 2025 was a geek dumpster fire.
2025 can honestly go fuck itself. Done with it. Bye-bye. Nathan, let's start our Kiki off with a one-card reading. I think before we started recording, you were shuffling your deck. So why don't you do a one-card pull to set the tone for this Kiki?
So this deck, I don't know if you remember the Garbage Pail Kids.
Oh, God, Nathan. Yes, of course I remember the Garbage Pail Kids.
So those that don't know, way back in my day, there were the Cabbage Patch Kids, and it was like this big craze, and it was like the Labubu's of its time. And
Labubu's of its time.
It was.
Fucking Nathan.
It was. And so they did a spoof on it, and it was the Garbage Pail Kids. So they're all just really fucking trashy. So we're doing a one-card pull, and I've got the Seven of Wands.
The Seven of Wands. Show us what the Garbage Pail Kids Seven of Wands looks like.
He's attacking aliens with a sphere.
Okay.
So the Seven of Wands, this card shows that you need to protect yourself. Someone is envious of you and trying to sabotage your success. Pay attention to your gut feeling. If someone gives you bad vibes, beware. Stand your ground, protect your position, and be willing to fight for what's rightfully yours.
So does our podcast have enemies that are coming after us? Is that what that's saying? Someone's coming after the Kiki? I can't imagine that at all.
If you want to know something
who would be
funny,
enemies of the show?
Something funny was whenever I was shuffling before we pressed record, that card jumped out.
Really?
Yep. And then I just reshuffled and pulled the same exact card. That doesn't happen.
We were talking shit about stuff in our personal lives. So maybe that's what that's about. Let's circle back. Interesting. No. Anyway, unfortunately, the first topic that we're going to get into in the Kiki this week is heartbreaking.
Yeah.
What an absolute heartbreak that we have to discuss in the absolute senseless murder of Rob and Michelle Reiner.
Yeah, and they were brutally murdered this week, and the prime suspect is their son, Nick, who's suffered with addiction issues for years. Apparently they went to a party at Conan O'Brien's house, and he does this every year. It's not like this was brand new thing.
It's a very popular holiday party, like everybody in like the comedy scene. Like it's a very well-known party.
And Nick ended up starting an argument with Bill Hader, and then that argument transferred to him and his parents,
because I'm sure his parents were like, stop starting arguments with our our friends and like possible colleagues. Like, what are you doing?
This isn't the right place to do this. Like, we can talk after the party about this.
Yeah.
And then the next day, the Reiner's daughter came home to find her parents dead.
Oh my God. First of all, addiction, because I can't remember the details, but it seems like their son Nick has been dealing with this like his whole life, and the Reiners, his parents, have like done so much to try to support him and help him get better. The detail, like, we don't know all the details, but geez.
Gosh, let's talk about happier things, but let's talk
Let's
about Rob
talk-
Reiner, right?
Let's talk about his career. Like, do you have a Rob Reiner film or a TV show, whether it's something he wrote or like directed?
An
One of his
easy one
projects
for me.
here.
This is an easy
Okay.
one for me. Misery. Come
Really? Because
on.
when I think Rob Reiner, I think comedy. And
Yes,
you go to
yes, but I
like,
love that movie. I am a horror buff.
Yeah,
I
you are.
love scary movies, and that one, Kathy Bates, chef's kiss.
Oh my God. Isn't that the one? Is that the one that Kathy Bates won the Oscar for? Have you ever seen the clip? Complete side note. Have you ever seen the clip of Kathy Bates talking about her narcissist mother? But at this point, her narcissist mother had been dead for like years. And she's like talking about, oh, my mother always shamed me for not thanking her in my Oscar speech. And the interviewer's like, you did thank your mother in your Oscar speech. And she's like, no, I didn't. And she never let me live it down. And they played the clip for her. And Kathy Bates is like, oh my God, she did thank her mother, and her like narcissist mother just like gaslit her. Anyway,
her
total
whole
side-
entire life. Yeah, I saw that
Yeah.
interview, and she was like happily stunned that she actually
Yes,
did.
like,
And she was like, oh,
oh
thank
my
God, that is a
God,
weight
yeah.
off of my shoulders.
I know. Anyway, back
What
to Rob
about you?
Reiner.
What about you?
Yeah. He has such a long career. That's what's so crazy about Rob Reiner. Like, you say Misery, I say this is Spinal Tap. And can you think of two movies that are more different?
Correct.
You know what? And I don't even want to say that's my favorite, but like, this is Spinal Tap, I think had such a big hand in making me the weird little fucking guy that I am today. If it wasn't for that movie, I might be normal, because I saw that and Monty Python's Holy Grail probably within like the same 6 months of each other. And I just kind of went, well, this is my personality now. And ever since then, I've been weird. But also, I mean, The Princess Bride, When Harry Met Sally.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God. How sweet is this? When Harry Met Sally was supposed to, spoiler alert, I fucking guess, for a super old movie, Harry and Sally weren't originally supposed to get together. But Rob Reiner met his wife, Michelle, who, sadly passed away recently as well, while they were filming that movie. And so he changed the ending of the movie because his outlook on love was different.
That's sweet.
While filming that. It's sweet, right?
Sad.
So sad. Addiction is hell. Stand By Me makes me cry. This is Spinal Tap. the little Stonehenge. This is Spinal Tap. Or what is? I still say this goes to 11. These go to 11, or turn something up to 11. Like sometimes I forget where that even came from. Put the feminism up to 11 or whatever. Like it's just part of my vernacular. And then also, did you ever watch New Girl? Was that a show you ever got into?
Yeah, I've seen a couple of episodes. I didn't really get into it, but yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, I love New Girl. And him and Jamie Lee Curtis as Jess's parents on New Girl are just like chef's kiss. Perfect casting. What a tragedy. What an absolute tragedy. We're not even going to talk about it. I don't want to hone in on it. I don't know if you saw it, like Trump's Truth Social posting about Rob Reiner's death.
Yeah, what is wrong
We don't
with
have
you?
to. How about you
Someone who
don't?
just died of
You
murder?
know what? Who was murdered. So moving on to something slightly political.
On that same vein, though.
On that same vein, though, we're going to move off of Rob Reiner and on to something. What we are going to talk about right now is the Vanity Fair Trump cabinet spread.
Yes. I can't get enough of it. I cannot get enough of it.
I can't get enough of it. No, it's been my happy place, a real distraction that I have needed. So Nathan, in case anyone doesn't know what we're talking about, give a little bit of a TLDR on like what the fuck we're talking about right now.
So Vanity Fair not only dropped a new photo spread, they dropped an article about Trump's cabinet members and his inner political circle. And this came from Susie Wiles, who's his chief of staff. And it's not just your standard people in suits looking important situation giving professional statements. Oh, no.
Right.
Oh, no, 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 no. There were plenty of things. I think Susie Wiles said Trump has an alcoholic brain, something like that. And
So like he has because Susie Wiles' dad was an alcoholic. And I've actually said stuff like this a lot. I'm also not his chief of staff.
yeah.
Like these comments, what I had planned to talk about today was a lot more about the photo shoots. But did she forget that she was on the record? Like everybody, like I listened to.
How do you not know this? She's claiming to on her side that Vanity Fair blew this up and exaggerated her comments, but read the room. Vanity Fair is not gonna be Fox News. Like,
Right.
Maybe you should edit what you're gonna say to these people. My favorite comment, though, and then we'll talk about the photo shoot, was about Elon Musk.
The odd duck.
The odd duck who was microdosing ketamine in one of the
didn't we know
official.
that?
Yes, but it's like,
Haven't we all
aren't you
seen
being
the videos?
You know you're being recorded, lady. You know you're
But
being
he's not
recorded.
really like an active participant in the cabinet
No,
anymore.
no.
So like, who cares?
But let's talk about the photos.
Let's talk about these photos because I think this is very, very interesting. And I could do a whole hour on dissecting these photos. And there are some really interesting videos and content creators out there that are. So if anything we say here seems interesting to you, go seek those out. But let's talk about this spread of photos. The one that everyone is talking about is the Caroline Leavitt close-up photo. I don't want to spend too much time on that one either, though, because everyone else is. Normally, I would say we don't talk shit on women for their appearances on this show, but fuck her. She is the mouthpiece of fascism in America, and she sucks, and she is rude. They have scrubbed it from the internet. I couldn't find it the other day. One time in a meeting, like in an official White House setting, somebody was like, whose decision was it to do blah, 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 blah? An actual reporter asked her that, and she answered, your mom's. Fuck that bitch. I'm going to talk about... But you know what it tells me? So like in the close-up, you can see her lip injection spots. What it tells me is that her makeup artist hates her.
I know.
Because
That was what I was thinking.
why not just match her lipstick to the color of her injection?
Yes, because it's
That's
almost
what
the
happens
same
when
color of
that's
her
what happens
outfit.
when you piss off the gays and the girls, the gays and the theys. Guess who are the makeup artists?
The girls, the gays, and the days.
So anyway, that's all I'm going to say about the close-ups because you know what? Everybody and their mother is already talking about everybody and your mom is already talking about that. What I think is a lot more interesting is some of the choices that the photographer made in this spread. And if you want to like follow along with these photos, if you're not on our tier on Patreon where I'm going to be showing this video and putting the photos up, head to Vanity Fair's Instagram. They're all on there. But Nathan, before we start dissecting these, tell us about this photographer who did the spread.
Yes, the photographer is Christopher Anderson, and he is a Magnum Photos member, which alone is a huge deal. So if you don't know, Magnum is basically the Olympus of documentary photography. You don't just join, you're invited after years and years of elite work. So you have to assume everything in every one of these photos is intentional, staged, high drama, high, symbolism and everything.
Which I think is funny because if you don't have that piece of context, a lot of these photos look like J.C. Penney photos. But then when you know the caliber of the photographer, and then you're like, oh, well, then they're on purpose J.C. Penney's looking photos. Isn't that kind of funny?
It is.
So just about every cabinet member, and again, we're not going to go through all of them. I think I put down 3 of them, 3 that I found most interesting. Just about every cabinet member has a close-up photo and then has like a power pose photo. So Caroline Leavitt had that close-up photo. And then she has this quote-unquote power pose photo. Nathan, describe her power pose photo for us.
So she's got one hand on her hip. She's leaning up on a chair. And it's she's standing in front of a fireplace with a rose photograph over her head, which...
They're peonies.
Peonies. Okay, yeah. I can't see it that close, but okay. Peonies, which, okay. Choices. But you couldn't have... And she's off-centered, like, with the photo. So it's not right underneath the photo in the middle.
Tell me about the chair. What do you notice about the chair that she has her hand on?
It looks like grandma's chair. It looks like somebody had just been sitting in it. And
right? I thought that was so funny. So there's still like an ass imprint on the chair. And it's got like this little American flag doily or whatever on it. Wouldn't a photographer of this level, if they wanted this to look crisp, the first thing you do, straighten out the doily.
Yes, because it's
flatten out the ass imprint.
Yeah, because the doily's like not straight at all. Like it's not centered. Everything's just off in the photo. It's intentional.
I think you're exactly right with her not being centered with the mantelpiece on the fireplace behind her. They could have put her literally any fucking where else.
Then there's like that random chair to the right of like, or her left, our right. What is that doing there? Move that. And there's like a little basket with logs
wood
in
it or whatever. Down on our right hand side, there's plugs with still like random wires in it. Again, remember, it's rushed. It's just throw her in there, take some pictures. We're just talking about like the choices the photographer made. But it's rushed. It does not look intentional. Nothing in this photo looks intentional. Scroll down. For reference, we have a photo by the exact same photographer of Michelle Obama. Does anything in this photo look like she's standing in front of a doorway? She is right smack dab in the middle of the doorway. Everything in this photo is symmetrical. So much care was given to the detail. So let's go down J. Dork Vance.
Oh my gosh.
So we got his close-up and then we got his power pose. So tell me about, what does his power pose evoke to you?
Like 20-year-old about to,
20-year-old. I was thinking like toddler in his first communion suit.
I'm thinking like going
or
to
how old
prom.
are people when they do their first
I'm
communion?
thinking like going to prom, like that that sort of pose. Oh my God.
And once again, there's a chair off to the side. It looks like JCPenney. It looks like, it doesn't look like JCPenney. You know what it looks like? It looks like, quick, we just need pictures for the company newsletter real quick.
It does. It's like,
hurry, they don't need to be good. They don't even need to be good pictures. We just need pictures for like head count reasons, or it doesn't look. Vanity Fair takes beautiful photos. That is not what these are, J. Dork Vance.
Oh, God.
And that's another thing that Susie Wiles said in the interview of something about like, oh, he is a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah, she said for like the last 10 years or something like that. And just like, oh, he's deep into it.
Which again, okay, I believe you. I don't, like, he's not my colleague. I don't have it in here, but her close-up, somebody was like, This is the face of somebody that just realized everything she said was on the record.
It does look like that. Whoops.
Oopsie daisy. So the last one I want to talk about is Stephen Miller. According to the photographer, he seemed to be the person that was most worried about his image in these. Like, most like, where are you going to sit me? How am I going to sit? Where, like, how are these going to look? And so he is seated on a couch, and he is seated under a painting depicting Native Americans that was painted back a few hundred years ago, back when like indigenous people were still viewed as like a threat to white people. And
How convenient.
So I definitely don't think that is an accident as well. Nope. And I thought this was so interesting. So like we said, he seemed to be the one most concerned. I am surprised that any of them agreed to do this to begin with. So I'm surprised that Stephen Miller is the only one that wasn't like, so hey, how's this gonna go down? Supposedly at the end, or at some point in the photography session, he went up to Christopher Anderson, the photographer, and was like, you know, you have a lot of power and discretion to use and to be kind to people in your photographs. And Anderson looked at him and said, you know, you do too.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Ooh. Ouch.
One last thing before we move on, and then let's never talk about Stephen Miller again. So my husband is Steve, and Stephen Miller's wife's name is Katie.
Ooh.
And so I like to think that me and Steve are like the regular Steve and Katie, and they are the Wario Steve and Katie.
You did not make a Mario reference.
They are the upside down Steve and Katie. We are the good side, Steve and Katie, is my opinion.
I love that.
Yes.
I love that.
Hey, let's talk about, what are we liking right now? Are you watching anything good? Listening to anything good? Reading anything good? Any recommendations right now, Nathan?
So I've been reading a book called The Overstory by Richard Powers.
Okay, do you want to show me the cover there?
Really good. Really good. So I don't want to give everything away, but it focuses around, there's a thorough line of like trees in it, you know, because I'm a hippie. Mm-hmm. And it's also got, very first chapter, someone dies. So it's like, well, it's gonna be intense, but it follows the story of multiple different people throughout it, and I've been hooked. He's a really good writer. Really fun story. I definitely recommend it. It is a Pulitzer Prize winner, so it's good. Yes, it should be good. Haven't finished it yet, but I'm about halfway through, and I'm loving it so far.
Nice.
But I do have an update that I have started watching Hacks.
Okay, we've peer pressured you into it. What do you think so far?
Love it.
I know.
Love it. I'm having so much fun.
It's almost like somebody's been telling you that for like 2 years now.
I know, but everybody has to come around on their own.
They have to come around. Though, I don't know if you check the comments on our Patreon of people. There's been several comments on the Patreon from last week of people being like, Nathan, watch Hacks.
Shaming me. I know. What about you?
So I'm about to start, for non-Patreon subscribers, on Katie's Corner, which I think is the $7 and up. I do Katie Reads the Classics, so you don't have to. And last I did Wuthering Heights. And since they're about to do, I think it's really going to piss me off, they're about to do an animated Animal Farm. And I hear they have completely changed the plot. So I'm probably not going to watch it.
What?
Because Animal Farm.
How do you change the plot?
I don't think it's going to be a parallel about the Russian Revolution anymore, which...
That was the whole point.
That is what the book is about. So anyway, I'm about to start my reread of Animal Farm so I can do it for Katie Reads the Classics, so you don't have to, over on Patreon. Hopefully it won't drive me insane like Wuthering Heights did. But hey, if you like hearing me go "Ah!" and scream about generational trauma and you don't want to be a Patreon supporter, you can just buy those 6 episodes of me slowly losing my mind describing Wuthering Heights for y'all before watching the whatever the fuck Emerald Fennell has put out for this movie that's coming out, which I will watch, and I'm sure I'll have opinions about that too, because what the fuck, I don't. Anyway, we're definitely gonna have to review that movie. So I'm about to start reading that. I watched Love and Death after your recommendation. The show that's what it's called, right? The show with Elizabeth Olsen.
Yep.
Really good. Though not necessarily like the easiest watch. Really, really interesting. And like the entire time, the guy that plays Elizabeth Olsen's husband was like, where do I know him from? Where do I know him from? And it finally clicked because like I was like, no, I don't want to look it up. I just want to try to figure it out. Because when I was a kid, absolutely no surprise that anybody knows me. Almost Famous was like my favorite movie because, you know, big classic rock fan here. The kid from Almost Famous. And then I started watching last night just because Netflix was like, recommendations. I had never heard of this, and it's like a series called Soulmates. It's from 2020. Have you ever even heard of this before?
I've heard of it.
It's on Netflix.
Refresh me. I feel like I've seen a couple episodes.
I had never heard of it. So it's like one of those, every episode is in like the same universe, but the episodes don't tie together. They don't have anything to do with each other. But it takes place, they don't say explicitly what year it is, but my guess is it's supposed to be like maybe 2035 or something like that. So in the future, but not like far, far in the future. And they say in the first episode, they say in 2023, the soulmate gene was discovered. And so you can take this test to find out who your soulmate is. So each episode is either people, like maybe there's people that have been married for a long time and are deciding like, do we take the test? Do we decide that or maybe it's people that take the test and their soulmate hasn't taken the test. And so then they find somebody and fall in love and then get married. And then they get a notification of your soulmate has now taken the test and you've been matched. Or like, and it's just, yeah. Or then there's one, I only watched 3 episodes, 3.5. And then there's like random celebrities in it, like a Skarsgård's in one.
Always good to have a Skarsgård.
Always good to have, there's so many of them, you know. The redheaded actress that played Shiv in Succession is in the very first one. It's just interesting. It kind of reminds me of Black Mirror in a little bit, in a way.
I was about to say, I'm getting Black Mirror vibes from
Not,
them. Like there's that.
At least the episodes I've watched. Well, one of them was kind of dark, like a Black Mirror episode, but they weren't all quite as dark. But the kind of like, is it called anthology series when they don't necessarily all... Like, they don't relate to each other, but they're in the same, like, it's all in the same universe. Yeah. It's interesting. I'll finish the series. Yeah, I was like, oh, Netflix, this is cool. I don't know why you took 5 years to suggest it to me, but cool. Okay. So the last thing we're going to talk about is, because I called this. I fucking called this. Maybe 2 months ago, I said, this year, 2025, was so good for horror. And Nathan said, whores? And I said, no, horror. Horror.
I just thought people at the brothel were making a lot of money. Sorry.
And you know what? Good for them, but we say sex workers now. But I was right. And the Golden Globes is indicative of that. So let's talk about the 2 horror movies getting their flowers, most specifically Sinners. So yeah,
I know, sweeping up basically. But I expected that. I really did. I felt like they were going to do really well because there was a lot of buzz around it. It's really good. Yeah. It's got a great storyline, a plot, like really good. I think that's well deserved.
Music. Oh my God. Fuck me. The music in Sinners. Jeez. Like, yeah. So Nathan, tell us the 7 categories that Sinners a horror film is nominated for?
So obviously best motion picture drama, best performance by a male actor, best director, best screenplay, best original score, and then we also have cinematic and box office achievement, and
Which
then
I think is a new
best...
category. I think
Yeah,
they
is
created
it?
that for Barbie and then they just left it.
I think you're right. And then best original song, motion picture. So well deserved on every single one of those.
I am annoyed. Like, I'm glad that Michael B. Jordan is nominated for Best Actor because he did a really great job, but he played twins, and I'm kind of annoyed that he's only nominated once. I think he should be nominated twice because he played two
He
roles.
played two different roles. I don't know. There may be a technicality on that, though. I'm sure there is.
I Googled it.
He's the
What?
actor. It's not best character in a motion picture drama. It's best actor. And he's one person.
Oh,
If
you're
he had a
right.
twin and they both were acting the different parts, they could both get nominated.
You fucking logic. Ah. And then weapons, also not nominated at quite a scale, but still,
No.
I still love seeing these categories or these genres that aren't necessarily recognized.
I was about to
in-
say just that horror is never nominated. It's not a
and
genre
but
that
if
gets
it
nominated
is, it's
for anything.
nominated just for like special effects or cinematography, or so seeing it recognized in an acting category like Amy Madigan for her Aunt Gladys, which, I'm going to have to, for people watching it on the Patreon, I'm going to have to put up Nathan's Halloween costume right here.
Yeah.
His Aunt Gladys Halloween costume.
I must say it was chef's kiss. I'm usually pretty good with Halloween costumes, but I mean she deserved it. Like she deserves it because she played two different characters. Again, kind of like Michael B. Jordan, where you had this character who was like really campy and over the top, and then you had this psycho
Witch.
bitch.
Like you had like a demon with her hair. Like, yeah. No,
And she played both of those really well, and it's iconic.
I don't
one
like
of
her
those...
picture right here. I don't even recognize her. Like,
I know, I don't either. They makeup artist. Hello.
I'm a
They had
little annoyed that they aren't nominated for best makeup or something like that, because I'm like, I don't even recognize her. She looks like a normal person.
Yeah, and this is her first Golden Globe nomination in decades. So this is
awesome.
a huge deal.
That's awesome.
Huge deal.
You know what? Like, I just love that anytime something outside of the typical Martin Scorsese 15-hour long movie gets nominated, I'm thrilled. So obviously, surely Sinners is gonna win something. I think I don't know what else is in the category, but I'm sure Sinners is at least gonna win best original song.
Yeah, it's got to win the best original score or the music score or whatever. It's that one
Like
too.
the original song that I think it's called "I Lied to You." That scene is just so fucking cool, and that song is so fucking cool. I know it can't be nominated because it's not an original song, but that Rocky Road to Dublin song, that scene where the vampire is doing that Irish song, it's not an original song, so they can't be nominated for that. But I wish they could do a special category of just like real cool musical number, like just because.
Oh my god.
And so we're gonna end it just because a few weeks ago we mentioned Bowen Yang and how I'm delusional enough to think that maybe we could be friends. And a lot of people are speculating that this is gonna be his last week at SNL.
Just
Which-
dropping out.
Who knows? His career's blowing up. And so maybe his contract is up, who knows? But if it is his last week at SNL, this is gonna leave him with so much more time to hang out with me.
I mean, there's no excuse.
There's no excuse. Bowen Yang. So please reach out. putting that in the universe. I have a lot of downtime. You seem busy, but I feel like we could make time. I can come to you. I'm going to have a lot of downtime on my hands coming up. So please reach out. Yeah. So I think that's a good place to end the Kiki on a high note. Me and my new... Would you get jealous? I mean, I'd bring you with. I think we could both be friends with Bowen Yang.
Yes.
I, of course, would be
I would
first
get a
string.
little jealous, though.
Yeah, it's okay. Like, it's only natural.
Oh my God.
All right. Well, we will catch y'all next time, and keep your eyes and ears peeled because we do have History's Mysteries with our resident psychic Tandy coming up for y'all in just a couple of days, really. So
I know, it's coming out soon.
And we don't know how long we'll do these Kikis. We have to discuss what our bandwidth looks like for 2026. So enjoy them while you get them. Let us know what you think if you are a Patreon supporter. Comment. And if you're listening on Spotify, you can comment there as well, or slide into our DMs on whatever social media platform you might follow us on. We'd love to hear what you think. So cheers, bitches.
Cheers.
Bye.